Hello friends, short story time again. And today's story is called Blocked, a witchy story. My wife Mary is in a book club and she buys books on magic. She believes in it. That's because she's also a member of a white witch society with 13 members. It's a load of mumbo jumbo to me. And a good excuse for a girls' night out, I do say. Though she has 10 books on the subject, I've never looked at one, never mind read one. It's enough to hear her go on about spells, yeah, witches and covens and the like. Especially when it's her turn for them all to meet in our house. But after last Thursday's event, I began to wonder, does magic really exist? We drove to a local shopping mall, as we always do on Thursdays, and after parking in the parking lot, we went in to buy our groceries. It was warm and sunny, and of course after shopping, Mary had to visit Reader's bookstore as well, just to see if there were any new books on magic. He only had 2, but she had them already. When we got back to our car with our bags of groceries, we saw a big truck with a long trailer parked right in front of it. There was no way out, the car was blocked in. I put the bags into the car and went looking for the truck driver. He was at the back of the trailer opening the doors. "Excuse me," I said calmly, pointing to our car. "You blocked us in." He just shrugged his shoulders, then pointed to a sign about 20 feet away. "Please do not block the entrance, goods only." In frustration I complained again, not just because of being blocked in, but also because of his couldn't care less attitude. "I'm in a parking space, I'm not blocking any entrance. We have freezer food in the car, so would you not move a few feet and let us out, please?" "No, I move after I unload." And he said that with total indifference. "And how long would that take?" I then said in a raised voice. "2 hours maybe," he replied without even looking in my direction. I then went into the store to complain to the manager. He apologised and said the truck would be unloaded quickly. Watching from the sidelines was Mary. She said, I'm livid over this, especially when we had to walk home with the freezer food and we had to leave the rest of the groceries in the car. Thankfully we lived close by, but the walk still took us about 20 minutes, as the shopping bag we carried between us was heavy. "Did you see that dirty smirk on that driver's face? I tell you, he'll pay for this before the day is out," she said with determination. After getting home and putting the food away, Mary got one of her magic books to do with spells, then sat on a sofa and went to a certain page, still muttering how she'd make him pay. "I hope you're not going to put a hex on him. You're a white witch, and white witches don't do things like that. Do they?" She ran her finger across the text on the page, and she didn't answer, but just looked at me with that same determination in her eyes. Then focused all her attention on the page again, reading silently with determination while mouthing the words. I left her to it, then went out. I had intended, had we driven home without incident, to pay some household bills in the post office. I took my time, and it was about an hour later when I strolled back to the car. I was really happy to see the truck was gone, and thought the store manager must have made the truck driver unload quickly, just in case I came back to complain again. Still, I was glad to just get into the car and drive home. Mary was in the kitchen putting a dinner together for later, when I walked in with the rest of the messages. Well, the truck was gone, so no need to put a hex on the driver, I said with a grin, as I put the messages on the kitchen table. "Not to worry, all taken care of, love," she said, in a wicked kind of tone, a wicked kind of voice. Her reply went over my head, really. And that wicked tone of voice was something I was used to hearing at times, especially when the society met in our house. I thought no more about the incident with the truck until the next evening, as we were sitting on the sofa watching the news on TV. Mary seemed more interested in the news than normal. I realised why when the newscaster read the last news item. And it went like this. And finally, the strange case of a truck that crashed after all its tyres burst at the same time yesterday evening while making deliveries. A news team were in the area and they captured what happened shortly after the incident. The driver, though badly shaken, was unhurt, but the truck was badly damaged. It was uncanny, like a deafening explosion as the tyres burst, the driver said. All at the same time. The film of the truck was shown on its side after careering off the road into a ditch, with all his tyres blown out. The driver really did look totally shell-shocked as he was helped into an ambulance. I was amazed to see it was the same driver who blocked our car the previous day. To be honest, I can't say I felt sorry for him. Good sauce, I thought. Yeah. But I was glad he wasn't hurt. It's only then that I began to wonder about Mary's world of magic, as she turned and looked at me. Told you I'd make him pay. Yeah. Told you I'd make him pay, she said, in that wicked tone of voice.